Hello and welcome to the new Canter Equine site. I'm so excited to be able to show you this site. It's finally going live and I just want to take you on a walkthrough. When you go to canterequine.com, this is what you'll see. At the moment, I've just got some free training tips here, or I've got the Canter Equine subscription training. So if we click in there and have a look, that is going to take you through to the page which shows you all the different offers. Once you decide how you'd like to join, you can go up the top on the right here to My Library, and that will show you all the different courses you've got. So if you click into the horse training course that you've just purchased, then you're going to be able to see all the different courses. So here, starting at the top left, the engagement zone, give to the bit, which is the same as on the bit, shoulder control. We go through all of these. Long reining's a terrific course. We'll jump in and have a look at a few of these in a minute and I'll show you what's inside. Habituation to novel objects. If you've got a young horse, there's a whole series here just for the young horse. That's only the first page. Let's go on to the second page. On the next page, you can see stop and back up, a special course about canter. I know a lot of you have got off-the-track horses, and so I've made a special course for off-the-track. Let's just have a look at that while we're here. Let's jump into off-the-track and have a look. So here we are. Now, there's an overview. Every course has an overview. Let's just click into that overview and see what sort of things I'll discuss in the overview. You had a short video up the top which will talk you through it. The purpose of the course. Now, any prerequisites that you might need. Obviously there's none, this is just an off-the-track horse. And then I'm going to talk you through the International Society for Equitation Science training principles and how they apply to this particular course. So let's just go back again. There's some breadcrumb trails up the top here to make your navigation easier. That was one of the things I found I wanted to improve with the new Canter Equine courses, was the navigation, to make it easier for you to get around. So you've got your off-the-track horse, you've opened your course up. This is going to take you step by step through the things you need to do to get your off-the-track horse up and running as a riding horse. So we start with the bridling, which can often be a problem for these horses. We teach the horse give to the bit, so that's traveling in frame. Long lining, we show you long lining, and we go on to the next page. And lesson number 5, you see this horse's second long lining. We're going to teach the horse hips to the fence to make mounting safe, because as we know, these off-the-track horses haven't always had a great experience with that. The first ride, the second ride, and then the third ride. Let's go back and look at the courses again, see what we've got. Now, probably the most important foundation course is this one, Give to the Bit, or On the Bit. So here, as with 6 of the other main foundation courses, you'll find this full-length lesson here of Give to the Bit. You can click onto that and you can watch the whole lesson right here on your desktop. Let's go back to the course and see what else is in there. So again, we go through the lessons step by step. So step 1 is Give to the Bit. That's just the overview. Step 2 is actually getting the bridle on. Step 3 and 4 is how much pressure to use. And you can see I'm using different horses for each of these, which gives you a really good view of how your horse might respond, because all horses are a little bit different. So you're going to see a lot of different horses and a lot of different things. There again, we're addressing the off-the-track horse here. We're looking at the standard bred, and then we've got a clinic day. There's 3 pages to this particular course. There's a lot of lessons because, it's a very important course. And we've got a little video about choosing your bit as well. Let's go back to courses, up that breadcrumb navigation here, and have a look at what else we've got. I love the long reining. Let's have a look in that course. Again, you've got a full-length training lesson there. It goes for about an hour. The overview, habituation, changing direction. Let's go on to the next page of this course. Step number 4 discusses common problems. Now, that's one of the things I always do in my training. I find a lot of the training that you see like this, you just see these riders riding perfectly around and they never seem to have any problems. So what I try and do is I try and film the problems so that you don't have to have the same issue and you can be aware of that. If you know that it might be a problem, you're more likely to be looking out for it and then it won't happen to you. So here with the long reining, we're looking at horses that kick at the lines, and that's quite a common thing, especially if a horse has a history of bad experience with lines. And the older horse, sometimes we have to be, the older horse might be a slightly different lesson or a slightly special lesson, and that's discussed there. Going back to our courses, the round pen, the round pen has a sort of poor reputation at the moment. So what we've done with the round pen here, again, you've got a 1-hour training lesson there, and then we go on to the different steps. So step 1, 2, 3, all the different things. We teach inside and outside turns. We teach come to me, what to do with a really confident horse, and how to teach inside turns quite fast. With the overview of the round pen, you can see again we're discussing here in the text the purpose and the basic elements, what you want to teach. Any notes that might be important, things about timing, things to remember. And again here, using the round pen ethically and using the training in the round pen is evidence-based, and how the training here that I'm teaching you relates to those ISIS training principles. Let's go back to our courses again. And let's have a quick dive into the young horse course. I know a lot of you have young horses, and it's really nice to be able to start with a young horse. And the one you can see here in the haltering lesson, that's a little weanling, and that's terrific if you've got a weanling. Some of our young horses are just educationally young, and so tying up is often a problem. So the horse I use for this is actually a great big off-the-track thoroughbred, and he's an educationally young horse rather than a physically or chronologically young horse. Let's go back and see what else we cover in young horse. Washing the horse, leading and trailering the young horse. So we've got picking up feet in there and habituating the horse to rope, getting the bridles on, all those sort of really important things. Habituation to novel objects is, really not about flooding the horse with something. It's not about tying objects onto a horse and letting the horse bucket out. Here I take you carefully, step by step, through the process so that the horse gets to understand the lesson rather than just gets used to it or gets desensitized to it. We really don't want a horse that's not sensitive. I want a horse that's really sensitive. I'm very careful about desensitizing the horse to anything. The last 2 lessons here, you've got habituation to an umbrella and to a stock whip. Let's go quickly back to courses then. Trailer loading, and first saddling, first saddling is also a great lesson for a horse that might be a bit cold-backed. I've put a whole course on canter because so many people have trouble with the canter. So we've got how to pick up the correct lead, what happens if your horse bucks or kicks out in the canter, and the falling out of gait, which is what often happens. You get your horse to canter, but he only canters for a few strides. And of course the rushing into canter, those horses that trot terribly fast and then suddenly they're trotting 100 miles an hour and you think they're never going to canter. So how to avoid that as well. So if we come back here and click on Buy Now, that will take you to a page which shows you the various options. I'm doing now a lifetime access, which is $997 for the time being. That offer won't last for long, but that's what it is at the moment. And that will give you access to the course forever. With this, you also get the full set of training DVDs posted to you at no cost at all. So there's not even a postage charge for that. That's 6 DVDs. You do have access to those in the course itself, but sometimes it's nice to have them. You also get a free voiceover lesson each year. So if you send me 30 minutes of you working your horse or riding your horse or both, you can send me a bit of trailer loading and a bit of your riding, anything you like. I will voice over that for you and send it back to you. And you don't have to physically send it to me. You can upload it to YouTube or something, and I can voice over it and get it back to you. The other thing that's very new to Can Do Equine is the affiliate program, and I'm really pleased to be able to introduce this to you. This is especially useful if you're an instructor, coach, or horse trainer, because when you sell your clients the Can Do Club, which is really useful to set homework or other things to do for your students, you get 25% of all your sales. So if you sell a lifetime membership to one of your students, then you'll get $250. But if you sell them a monthly membership, you'll get 25% of that membership every month. So let's just go back and look at the other options. The same applies if you purchase the lifetime membership but pay by the month. So that's obviously, it's 12 monthly payments of $97 at the moment, and it's a little bit more expensive, but you get to spread out your cost. The other way to save some money is to buy a 1-year subscription, which is currently $447. And if you're a member for more than a year, obviously your subscription amount will stay the same, even if the Can Do Equine Club price goes up. And the final option is the 1-month subscription. So here you just pay by the month, and it's a cost of $47. Everything is online, and it's all available to you. There is no minimum length of time to be a member. You can cancel any time, and that's a popular option, of course. Once you have bought the course, it'll be in here in your library. There's My Library, and you just go in to view the course, and all of the different courses will come up. The material's been organized so that you can work through it step by step in the most logical manner for your horse. So really start with this first, and then move on to give to the bit, then shoulder control, then first saddling. Now let's take first saddling, for example. You might say, oh, my horses already know how to wear a saddle, so I don't need to do that. I would watch it anyway, because there might be some things in here that you could do that, yes, your horse might already be familiar with wearing a saddle, but hasn't perhaps had the saddle habituation lesson done. It might be really good for the horse. You can also see in this saddling course that there's all sorts of things about saddle fitting, and I've got a professional saddle fitter here who talks you through fitting a saddle, and then later in the accessories video he goes on to talk about different accessories and stirrups and girths and what's good and what's not. So I would be inclined to work your way through all of the courses, and I think you'll find that your horse benefits from all of the information, not just, although you can of course go in and pick and choose what it is you'd like to do next. I'm really looking forward to seeing you in there. These courses are being added to all the time. It's not a static course, it's a growing course, and I really do want to hear from you. So anytime you think, oh gosh, I would really like a lesson on, I don't know, it might be cavalettis, or perhaps it's jumping, or perhaps it's trail riding, whatever it is you feel you'd like some work on, I'm sure other people would too. So as a member here at Can Do Equine, I really welcome your feedback and I really welcome your suggestion. This is your training course and I want you to be involved in the content. So please do, once you remember, write to me and say, this is what I want, and I will do my very best to get that out there for you. I really look forward to seeing you in there and hearing your feedback. Of course, don't forget, you'll also get membership to the private Can Do Club members page, which is a great place to meet people and have a chat and ask questions, do all sorts of things. It's a really good spot. So come and find me in there.